Hello, good morning guys. Ang topic natin ngayon ay moment distribution method. So we go straight to example 23.1. This is similar to problem 21.2. So we have here a continuous beam with three supports A, B, and C. So step 1 is to find the relative stiffness factors K. And this is similar to step 2 of slope deflection method. So para sa span AB, we have I all over L. So that is I all over 5. For span BC, you have I all over L, which is I all over 7. Ngayon, kunin mo yung kanyang least common multiple, which is 35. So 1 over 5 is simply the same as 7 all over 35, and 1 all over 7 is simply the same as 5 all over 35. Kaya ang magiging K nila ngayon would be yung numerator. For AB, your K is 7. For BC, your K is 5. Next step would be finding the fixed end moments. So for fixed end moment AB, we have 50 times 3 squared times 2 divided by 5 squared, which is 36. Pero since this is considered as a reaction, so magiging counterclockwise ang kanyang reaction moment. Kaya negative dito. For BA, okay, you have 50 times 2 squared times 3 divided by 5 squared. At ang reaction moment niya would be clockwise. Kaya positive siya, no? Next, for fixed end moment BC, we have 35 times 5 squared times 2 divided by 7 squared plus 70 times 3 squared times 4 divided by 7 squared. So this is equal to 87.143. And ang reaction moment niya would be counterclockwise. Kaya negative ang gagamitin natin. Okay? So this is somewhat similar to this equation. Next, we now go to fixed end moment CB. So 35 times 2 squared times 5 divided by 7 squared plus 70 times 4 squared times 3 divided by 7 squared. And we have 82.857. And then, ang reaction moment niya would be clockwise direction, kaya positive dito. Okay? Next step would be the moment distribution table. So, gagamitin natin yan using Excel. So, ito na ang aking Excel. Joint KTF fixed end moment balance, and then dito you have A, tapos B, C, and then D. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns, no? Ayan. And then dito sa, so this is AB, tapos this is for BC. Okay? Take note na yung B nasa gitna. Okay, para sa K, you have 7. Okay, for section AB, 7 ang kanyang K. For section BC, ang kanyang K ay 5. Okay, next. Okay. Tapos sa distribution factor naman, since this is end 1 lang yan, ganon din sa C. Okay, 1 lang yan. Ito, sa A, 1. Ibig sabihin, yung moment, isa lang ang mag-share dito. Okay, si AB lang. Ganon din si CD. Isang support lang ang mag-share dito, no? Kaya 1 din ang distribution factor niya. Pero pagdating dito kay B, merong dalawang supports on its left and on its right. Kaya meron siyang dalawang distribution factor. And that is simply 7 divided by 12. 12 being the sum of the K. Okay? So, i-type here equal to 7 divided by 12. Ganon din dito sa kabila, equal to 5 divided by 12. And then, pwede mong palitan ito ng fraction. So, you just highlight this, right click, and then punta ka sa format cells. Tapos, palitan mo to ng fraction, and since it is 2 decimal places, yung kanyang denominator, so you choose up to 2 digits. Yan. And then, ito align right, tapos ito align left. Yan. So, looking better, itong distribution factor, pwede mong i-align left. Now, let's go to fixed end moments. Okay? So, sa fixed end moment, you have negative 36. Saan nanggaling yan? Yung step 2. Which is this, okay? So, for AB, yan, AB, you have negative 36. Since this is a whole number, you simply type negative 36. Tapos, sa BA naman, whole number din yan. You type there, 24. Tapos, dito sa BC, yan na, negative 87.143. So, hindi mo ilalagay ang 87.143, but instead, you have to write down the whole equation. So, equal sign 35 times 2 times 25 divided by 49 plus 70 times 4 times 9 divided by 49, and lagyan ko lang ng negative, tapos parenthesis ko lang yan. Okay, next, dito naman sa CB, okay, ayan, 82.857. Again, may decimal siya. So, you have to type down the whole equation. Equal sign, 35 times 2 times, so 35 times 4 times 5 divided by 49 plus 70 times 16 times 3 divided by 49. 82.857 something. Okay, next, highlight natin yung column na yan, and then you click align left, and then gawin natin siyang 2 decimal places. Okay, so ito, click mo lang yan, increase decimal. Yan. Dito rin, increase decimal, pero i-click mo yung align right. Okay, pag click mo align left, ganyan, so align right tayo. Dito rin naman, so align left, and then click mo yung 2 decimal places lang. And then here you have 2 decimal places, align right. Yan. May nakalimutan tayo. Ito, this is not fixed end moment kasi wala namang support sa kabila. So, ang value niyan would be 40 times 2, at ang kanyang direction would be also treated as reaction, magiging counterclockwise. So that is negative 80. So we write here negative 80. Okay, so ayan siya. So next is balance moment. Dito sa BA, yung 36.83, that is simply the sum of the moments at that joint multiplied by the distribution factor 7 all over 12 for BA, and you multiply that by negative. Okay, so equal sign, maglagay na ako kaagad ng negative. Okay, so palakin ko lang yan. Equal sign, negative, open parenthesis, and that is the sum of these two moments. Okay, so plus, ayan, close, and then multiply by 7 all over 12. Ayan, so multiply, ano? Then press enter. So you have 36.83 positive. Ganon din dito sa kabila. So equal sign, negative, open parenthesis, and then 24 plus negative 87, close, times, this time 5 all over 12. And then you press enter, and you have 26.31. Dito naman, same procedure, but the distribution factor is 1. So equal sign, negative, open parenthesis, 82.86 plus negative 80, close, multiplied by 1. Okay, so negative 2.86. And then dito sa kabila would be 0. If you will follow the same procedure, ganon din, di ba? Equal sign, negative, open parenthesis, 82.86 plus negative 80, close, times 0. So 0 siya. So all the while, sa ilalim, diretso yan sa ilalim, walang value yan, 0. So mapapansin nyo, 0 din dito. Likewise, ganon din dito sa kabila. Ano? Kung mag-insert, let's say, mag-insert tayo ng column dito, ano? So, may distribution factor dito na 0 din, tapos walang load dito. Okay? Unlike dito sa D, may negative 80. So, dito, walang load. Okay? So, 0 yan. So likewise, equal sign, negative, then the sum, negative 36 plus 0 times distribution factor na 1, magiging 36. Okay? Dito naman, 0 rin. Okay? Or equal sign, negative, open parenthesis, 0 plus negative 36 times distribution factor na 0. Ayan. So, diretso yan pababa, 0 lahat yan. Okay? So, you might just as well remove this column. So, I'm just telling you na meron tayong sinusundan na pattern sa balance moment. Okay? Now, let's close this or remove that. Oops, ulitin ko lang yan. So, that is simply negative times yan nasa taas. Okay? So, yun yung shortcut. Mapapansin nyo dito, sa balance moment, yung negative nung fixed end moment. Yan yun. So, negative 36 times negative, magiging positive 36. Positive 1842 times negative becomes negative 18.42. Okay? Now, let's go to the second cycle. So, this time, hindi na yan fixed end moment, kundi carry over moment. For the carry over moment, that is simply half of the moment on the other end. Okay, so dito sa B, equal sign, half of the moment on the other end, so 36 divided by 2. Kaya siya naging positive 18. Ganon din dito sa kabila, so that is half of the other moment at the other end, negative 2.86 divided by 2. So that is negative 1.43. Dito naman, equal sign, then that divided by 2. Ganon din dito sa kabila. Equal sign, 36.83 divided by 2. Next is we now go to the balance. Again, same procedure. So dito, equal sign, negative mo na kagad yan. And then the sum of the moments above, 18 plus negative 1.43 close, multiplied by the distribution factor. Yan. So 9.67 negative. Yan. Ganon din dito sa kabila. Equal sign, negative, open, 18 plus negative 1.43 times 5 over 12. And then here, that is again simply the negative of the moment above. Okay, ayan. Kasi, pag susundin mo pa rin yung pattern ng balance, ganun din. Equal sign, negative, open parenthesis, 13.15 plus 0, dyan sa kabila, close, times distribution factor na 1. It is simply the negative of the moment above, which is, ayan. Okay? So, you just simply multiply the above moment by negative 1. Next, dito sa A, you have equal sign, negative, click mo lang yan. So, we're done with the second cycle. So, ang technique dito, kapag sa isang cycle, nag-equal na yung kanyang carryover tsaka balance moment, then, that is considered as your last cycle. Now, let's go to the third cycle. So, let's copy this. Then, ayan. So, repeat the same process. Again, that is half of the other end moment divided by 2. Ito naman, equal sign, this divided by 2. Click mo lang yan, divided by 2. Equal sign, click this, divided by 2. Yan. Okay, so let's check here, negative 4.84, ayan. Negative 9.21, negative 6.58, negative 3.45. Okay, shortcut. All you have to do here is to copy this. Since parehas lang ang kanilang formula. Okay? And then, dito na tayo sa balance. Same thing. All you have to do is to copy. Yan. Control C. Paste mo dyan. Pero, pag i-click mo yan, you click that. Okay? And then you press F2. Makikita mo na hindi na 7 all over 12. Diba? So, you have to move that. Dalin mo dun. Then, you can press Enter. Okay, ganun din dito. You copy that. Paste here. Ulit. Okay. Control C. Baba ko lang. Control V. And then, I will press F2 to check yung mga equations, ano? So, the negative times the quantity of negative 9.25 plus negative 6.58 times E5. Ano yung E5? That is row E. That is column E, row 5, which is 26.31. Dapat, 5 over 12 yan. So, you have to click this, dalhin mo doon. Okay? So, ayan. So, ayan, 9.21, 6.58 positive. Or, you can just do the equation by yourself. Equal sign, negative, open parenthesis, the sum, close parenthesis, multiplied by 7 all over 12. Okay, so for beginners, you do the long method. Plus, close times 5 all over 12, then enter. Dito naman sa ends, you just multiply the above moment by negative. Dito rin, equal sign, negative, then click mo yung taas. Yan. So, you will notice na sa lahat ng points at A, parehas na yan. At BA, balance na rin yan. I mean, parehas na sila, but opposite in direction. Dito, at BC, they are absolute equal in values, but opposite in direction. So, ganun din dito. So, that means, stop ka na. You can now add everything. Okay, so delete ko na yan. And we can type here the total. So, sa ilalim yan, you just type their equal sign and then sum. Tapos, i-highlight mo yan. Then, close. Okay, so obviously that is 0. And then, dito, equal sign, sum, open parenthesis, and then, highlight this. Highlight mo lang yung mga moments. Do not select the distribution factor and then close. Or you can just simply copy. Yan, Control C, tapos Control V mo riyan, Control V mo dito. Okay, tapos dito, Control V mo rin. Okay guys, so you will notice na at point B, balance na ang kanyang moment. If you will add this, 0 yan. 69.17 positive plus negative 69.17 would be 0. Ganon din dito sa point C. 80 plus negative 80 is 0. Okay, so ito align left 2 decimal places. Align left 2 decimal places. So that's it guys. Yan. So ang technique, pag sa isang cycle parehas na yung kanyang CO tsaka balance, then you have to stop. For the second solution of example 23.1, ang gagamitin mo lang dito ay modified stiffness factors. So, hindi na siya relative. Now, let's look at the meaning of modified stiffness factors dito sa taas. Ayan. Okay, in certain problems, however, the far end is also hinged. For this case, the stiffness factor is 3/4 of the value when the far end is fixed, as will now be shown. Okay, so that is 3/4. So that is applicable only if the far end is hinged. Going back here, so since hinge ito yung far end, tapos yung dito sa kabila far end is also hinged, so magiging 3/4 times your relative stiffness factor K. Ngayon, ayan yon. So magiging K prime na yan, ano? Paano nakuha yung 5.25? That is 3/4 times yung relative stiffness factor K. Okay? Dito naman sa BC, K prime is 3/4 times K. O ganun lang yan. Going back to Excel would be, okay, so palitan natin yan. So, ito, originally, this is 7, ito naman 5, okay? Original, equal sign, 7 divided by, that is simply 7 plus 5. Okay, so that is still 7 all over 12. Ganon din dito. Equal sign, 5 divided by the sum, 7 plus 5. Okay, next. I-multiply natin siya ng 0.75 or 3/4. So, dagdagan ko lang yan ng equal sign, 0.75 times 7. Automatic, nag-a-adjust din yan. Okay? Dito naman, equal sign, 0.75 times 5. Okay, let's check if this is still, ayan, applicable to 2 decimal places. 3 decimal. Ayan, so 2 decimal places pa rin. And then, dito sa distribution factor niya, this is 5.25 all over 9. Pero dito, 7 all over 12. So, let's check, no? Equal sign, 5.25 divided by 9. But what is 9? Yan yung sum nito. Okay, so, equal sign, 5.25 plus 3.75. Yun. So, 7 over 12 pa rin. Okay, so I will just press undo. And this is now your K prime. Okay, guys. So, same procedure as before. Going back sa ating Excel, gagawa tayo ngayon ng pattern. Okay? So, ang pattern natin yung second cycle. So, let's say, second cycle pa lang ang naaabot natin, ano? And then, mag-insert tayo ng, let's say, 2 more cycles. Yan. So, we have first, second, third, 4 cycles, ano? And then, yung ilalim, total. Tapos, still, that is the total. Ang gagawin natin ngayon, dito sa second cycle, or dito sa balance, yung D3, eto, no? 7 all over 12, di ba? Ulitin natin. Equal sign, negative, open parenthesis, 24 plus arrow up, and then close, times 7 all over 12. Yan. Ang gagawin mo, i-press mo yung F2, tapos, just before letter D, yan ano, D3. Ibig sabihin ng D3, yan yung cell D, column D, row 3. Okay? Just before D3, you press F4. Yan. So, magiging $D, $3. Ibig sabihin yan, dyan lang siya sa D3. Hindi siya gagalaw. So, pag pinaste mo yung equation, yung formula dito sa baba, lahat yan, dito pa rin siya nag-i-stay, no? And then, dito sa moment na yan, equal sign, negative, open parenthesis, D3 plus, oops, sorry, equal sign, negative, open parenthesis, 24 plus negative 87.14 close times E3. Yan. Enter. Then, balikan ko yan. Press F2 para mag-editing mode. Then, just before letter E, you press F4. Yan. Next, dito naman sa 36. Okay na yan. Ganyan lang yan. Dito sa negative 2.86. Okay na rin yan. Pero yung G3, pwede mong palitan ngayon ng lagyan mo ng F4. Pwede rin yan, ano? Tapos, So check natin. Okay na yan. Okay, okay. Ito, mag-negative 1 lang yan. Sa carryover naman, okay lang yan. Half of the other balance moment. Half of the balance moment at the other end. And then, ayan. Let's say, dito tayo ngayon sa first balance. So, dito na tayo ngayon sa balance. Ang gagawin natin, you just copy the first, yung balance sa first cycle. Copy mo yan. Paste mo dyan. Okay? And then, let's review ngayon yung carry over sa second cycle. Half, 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 half. Okay na rin yan. So, let us copy now the full second cycle. Control C. Paste mo dito sa third cycle. Then, copy mo rin sa fourth cycle. So forth and so on. Until na, manotice mo na yung cycle na balance na lahat or parehas na lahat ng kanilang CO tsaka balance. Then, you don't need to continue the cycle anymore. Okay guys, so that's it. Now let us proceed to the next problem. For 23.2, this time, yung cantilever moment mo nandito sa left end. Okay? So, first step is relative stiffness factor. For BC, you have K is equal to 3, and then CD, your K is equal to 2. And then another next step is fixed end moments. This is the same as step 3. So for fixed end moment BC, dalawang equation ang gagamitin mo. Okay? So you have 8 times 2 square times 2 divided by 4 square. Pwede yun. O kaya naman, you simply use PL all over 8. Ano? So that is 8 times 4 all over 8. Tapos, yung uniform load, that is WL square all over 12. Okay? So that is 4 times 4 square all over 12. Actually, ang ginagamit ko, ina-add ko na lang yan. And then, i-consider ko yung reaction moment, yung direction niya. So for this uniform load and concentrated load at BC at point B, mag-focus siya ng counterclockwise direction ng moment, kaya negative ang ilalagay ko doon. And then for CB, they are the same but opposite in direction, kaya this time it's 9.33. For CD, the equation for fixed end moment is WL squared all over 30. Ayan, so 6. For fixed end moment CD, so that is WL squared all over 30. So 6 times 6 squared all over 30. And the direction of reaction moment is counterclockwise, kaya negative. For DC, it is WL squared all over 20. And the direction for reaction moment is clockwise, kaya positive 10.8. Now, let us proceed to Excel. Ayan. So, dito, gagamit tayo ngayon ng 8 columns pa rin, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, ito yung ginawa natin kanina. Dito lang sa baba. And then, type ko yan, joint, tapos K, D, F, F, E, M, then balance. You have A, space, B, B, this is B, space, C, C, space, and then D. Okay, tapos sa dito naman blanco lang yan, ano? And then, ito, this is one span. CD is another span. Yan. Tapos, yan. Next, yung K for BC, that is 3. For CD, that is 2. And then, solve na natin kagad yung distribution factor. So, that is 3 divided by the quantity 3 plus 2. Or that is 0.6. Okay? Pwede mo rin convert yan ng fraction. And then, dito naman, 2 divided by the sum. Close parenthesis. And then, dito sa B, 1 ang kanyang factor. Ganon din dito sa D. Okay? Take note, sa span with 2 supports, laging dalawa ang kanyang distribution factor. Okay, next is, pwede na natin tong i-align left. Ito naman, align right. Ito, align left. This one, align right. And then yung mga K, center align natin. Tapos, pwede kong i-highlight lahat yan. And round it to 2 decimal places. Okay, ayaw niya. So, ito lang. Yan, okay? Ganon din dito. 2 decimal places. Oops, sorry. I'll just press undo. Yan. Next is fixed end moments. Yung dito, fixed end moment at BA, okay, that is due to the concentrated load at the cantilever beam, so 5 times 1. And the direction of the reaction moment would be clockwise direction, okay? Kaya siya magiging positive 5. So, or you just simply type 5. Next, we now go to BC. For fixed end moment BC, ayan. So, that is equal to, gayahin ko na lang yan, negative 8 times 4 divided by 8 minus 4 times 16 divided by 12. Next, dito naman sa fixed end moment CB, that is simply the same, ano? Pero opposite in direction. So all I have to do now is probably copy. Palitan ko lang yung, instead na negative, gawin ko positive tsaka plus. Pwede rin yan. Next, for section CD, that is equal to negative 6 times 36 divided by 30. And then here for DC, you have 6 times 36 divided by 20. Okay? Next, dito na tayo ngayon sa Excel na tayo, no? For the balance, that is equal to negative times the quantity, i-add mo lang yan, plus this, times yung 0.6. Click mo yan. Then you press enter. As I've said before, dito pa lang, pwede mo nang i-F4 yan. Okay? Or i-fix mo sa distribution factor. So I will type, or I will press F4. And then, Check natin, 1.28. Okay, correct. Here, equal sign, negative, open parenthesis, 9.33 plus negative 7.2, close, times 0.4, enter. Then, balik ko dyan, F2. Before F, I will press F4. Next, dito naman, that would be equal to the sum or equal to negative times the quantity of 5 plus negative 9.33 close times distribution factor na 1. Pwede yan, 4.33. Ito. Okay? Tapos, F2 ulit yan, pwede kong EF4 yan. Next, here, pwedeng equal sign and then multiply ko lang yan ng negative. Or, equal sign, negative, and then click ko yan. Okay? Next, sa second cycle, this now becomes carry over and then another balance. Para sa carry over, that is half of the other balance moment or half of the balance moment at the other end divided by 2. 4.33 divided by 2 equal sign negative 10.8 divided by 2 equal sign negative 0.85 divided by 2. Okay, so let's check. Ayan, so 0.64 negative, tama, 2.17 negative 5.4 tsaka negative 0.43. So decimal places lang ang pinagkaiba. We now copy this balance ng first cycle. So Control C, paste ko dito. Yan. Okay, so let's check. 0.64, 194, 129 tsaka 0.42. So, okay na yan. Next is, I will now copy again your second cycle. Notice na hindi pa sila parehas. Ito, no? So, copy this. Paste it below. That will be your third cycle. O, yan. So, mapansin nyo na parehas na sila, di ba? So, that's the time you can now total. So, equal sign and then sum, open parenthesis, highlight mo yan, fix and moments, tsaka balance, close, then copy, paste mo dyan, paste, paste, paste. Okay? So, notice na dito parehas yung kanilang moment but opposite in direction. At point B, parehas pa rin yung moment but opposite in direction, and then at point D it is 0 since it is a hinge support. And let's compare this with the book. Dito kay book, nag-extend pa siya ng isang cycle. Okay? Pwede rin yan. Next, the values of the joint moments are moment at B, that is negative 5, and then moment at C is negative 12.16, moment at D is 0. Now, with regards dun sa sign, okay, ang kinuha niya, ito, moment B, negative 5, negative 12.6, at saka 0. Okay, guys, that's for problem 23.2. Dito naman sa second solution nung same problem is using modified stiffness factors. Again, pin connected yung kanilang dulo, so you simply multiply its K by 3/4, 4.75. Okay, so ito, multiply mo lang yan ng 0.75. Tapos, dito, multiply mo rin yan ng 0.75. And still, that is 0.6 tsaka 0.4. Ito magiging K prime. Yan. This is actually 0.75 times K. Okay, so ganyan lang ka simple yun. Hello again. For our last problem, we have here 23.2. This is similar to 21.4 ng slope deflection method. Okay, so this time we have here 4 supports. Okay, so mangangailangan ka dito ng 4x4 matrix kung slope deflection. But since gamit natin ay moment distribution, let us proceed to step 1, and that is solving for the relative stiffness factors. So dito we have 3 spans. For BC we have I all over L. But what is I? It is 2I. So that will be 2I all over 5. For CD we have 5I all over 6. And DE, we have 4I all over 6. And then, kukuha ka ngayon ng common common multiple ng denominator ng 5, tsaka 6 and 6. And we have here 30. Okay, so 2 all over 5 is the same as 12 all over 30. 5 over 6 is the same as 25 over 30. 4 over 6 is the same as 20 all over 30. If in case hindi mo alam kung paano kunin tong numerator na 12, 25, tsaka 20, that is simply 30 divided by 6 times 4. Okay, ito. 30 divided by 6 times 5 will give you 25. 30 divided by 5 will give you 6 times 2 will give you 12. Ngayon, yung mga numerator niyan ang relative stiffness factors K. Next, we proceed to fixed end moments. So, for fixed end moment BC, we have 0. And then fixed end moment CB is equal to 0. It is 0 kasi walang load dito sa section BC. But, take note na merong moment dito sa BA due to the 20 kilonewton concentrated load for this cantilever end. Okay, now let's go to section CD. Fixed end moment CD is WL squared all over 12, so 10 times 36 divided by 12 will give you negative 30. At point C, yung reaction moment niya would be counterclockwise, kaya negative. At DC naman, or point D, the reaction moment would be clockwise direction, and that's why we have here DC. And then for DE, you have 60 times 4 squared times 2 divided by 6 squared. Okay? Yan. 60 times 4 squared times 2 divided by 6 squared. And you have here 53.33. Now, the reaction moment direction is counterclockwise, kaya negative siya. And then for ED, it is 60 times 2 squared times 4 divided by 6 squared will give you 26.667. The direction of the moment reaction is clockwise, kaya siya positive. Okay, so that is second step ng MDM, which is similar to step 3 of SDM. SDM is slope deflection method. MDM is moment distribution method, which leads us now to the Excel table. Okay, so this is the table, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 columns. 11 in the sense na bawat span is 3 columns. So this is 3, 6, 9. Tapos isang cantilever, that will give you your 10, tsaka yung column ng text 11. Okay, so let's go to our Excel and make our 11 columns na table. So umpisa tayo sa joint, followed by your support A, and then B, space C, C, space D, D, space E. Okay. Oops. Yeah. And then we have K, distribution factor, tapos fixed end moment, then you have the balance. Okay, tapos highlight natin yan. Yan. Tapos C space D, D space E. Yan. So let's check. We have here 11 columns. Next, highlight natin yan. Tapos ito, for K, oops, align right. Yan. Punta na tayo sa K. For BC, we have 12, 25, then 20. Yan. So 12 dito, 25, and then 20. Pwede mong i-align center yan. Next is, computin na natin yung distribution factors. For point C, you have here equal, tapos K divided by summation K. And that is yung 12 plus 25, then close. Let's check kung 12 all over 37 yan. So, i-click mo lang yan. Then, right-click, format cells. Tapos, fraction. Gawin mo 3 decimal places. Okay. Yan. So, that is 12 all over 37. Tama. Next, dito naman, it is the same equation. You can actually copy that. Okay. How to copy that is you press, kung kakopy mo yan na Control C tapos paste mo ng Control V, iba ang lalabas. Okay? Kung i-check mo, dalin mo yung active cell dyan or yan, i-click mo yan and then i-press F2, yun ang mga pinuntahan ng cell. Okay? So dapat, kung i-copy mo yan, you press F2, you copy the equation as if it is a text. Okay, so Control C, then enter dito, paste mo siya diretso, Control V. Yan. Kung i-click mo yung F2 para i-trace, di ba? So tama. Pero ano yung numerator niya na D32? Dapat 12 yan. Ay, etong 25. So i-click mo yan. Yan, see? So we have here 25 all over 37. Yan. Or if you're not sure, you just type their equal sign. Click mo yung 25 divided by the sum of your k at that joint, which is 12 plus 25, then close. Next, dito tayo sa point D, equal sign 25 divided by summation of k at that joint, 25 plus 20, then close. Likewise, equal sign 20 divided by summation k, then close. Let's check. So you highlight this, right click, format cells, and then fraction, pwedeng 3 decimal up to 3 digits, then you press OK. Yan. So 5 over 9 and 4 over 9. But what is 5 over 9? That is the same simply as 25 all over 45, di ba? Ito, 20 all over 45 is the same as 4 all over 9. And then, dito naman, it is simply 1. Or, you can check, equal sign, this is 20, divided by summation of k at that joint, 20 plus 0 would still give you 1. Okay? So, that is simply 1. Ganon din dito. So, we have equal sign 12 divided by summation 12 plus 0. It will still give you 1. Okay? Or you simply type 1. Next, for the fixed end moment. Yan yung mga sinolve natin kanina rito. Ito. So, for BC and CB, 0 yan kasi walang load. So, you just type there 0 and 0. Pero pagdating mo dito sa first column, hindi na yan 0 kasi merong concentrated load dito. So, that is yung reaction na moment. That is your fixed end moment. That would be 20 times 2. It will give you 40. Pero ano yung direction ng reaction moment niya? It is clockwise direction. Okay? So that is positive 40. Yan. So you type there 40. Ito siya. Next is section CD. Okay? Dito na tayo. Sa section CD, you have negative 30. This is a whole number, so you simply type there negative 30. Dito naman sa DC, it is also 30. So you type there 30. And then at section DE, hindi na yan whole number. So decimal place, so you type there equal 60 times 2 times 16 divided by 36 equal sign, enter. Then lagyan mo na lang ng negative dyan. Okay, so 53.33. Ito siya. Yan, negative 53.33. And next, you have ED. Taas ko lang ito. For ED, we have 26.67. You type here equal sign 60 times 4 times 4 divided by L squared. And that is positive kasi clockwise direction ang reaction moment niya. So that is, I believe, your first cycle. Okay, next, pwede nating i-reduce yung columns in between. Yan. Oops. Okay na. Tapos, i-highlight ko lang ito. And then, align. Left. Tapos, gawin mo siyang 2 decimal places. And then, here, align right, and gawin din natin siyang 2 decimal places. Here we have align left. Okay, i-highlight na natin yan. Align left, and then 2 decimal places. Here we have align right, then 2 decimal places. Okay, next. Dito na tayo ngayon sa balance. Okay? So, pwede ko tong i-shade na yan. Expand na natin yan. We don't need this anymore. We will be needing that later. Yan. Pwede mo ring align center na yan. Then fix end moment tsaka balance, isang cycle na yan. Okay? Now, punta tayo ngayon sa balance. That is the sum of the fixed end moments connected at that joint multiplied by the distribution factor, then multiplied by negative 1. Okay? So, dito tayo ngayon sa point D. Yan. So, equal sign, negative ko na kaagad. Okay, so, the sum of 30 plus negative 53.33 times distribution factor. So, 0.96. And then, edit mo na kaagad yan. Yang H33, which is your 5.9, gawin mo na siyang F4. Okay? So, ulitin ko. I-click ko yung cell na yan. And then, I will press F2. Tapos, yung H33, yan. Diyan ako mag-press ng F4. Okay? Just before the letter H, you press F4. Ibig sabihin, fixed na yung cell na 5/9. Okay? Hindi na siya mag-move pag kinopy-paste mo yan. Next, dito tayo ngayon sa point D with respect to E. So, equal sign and then negative, open parenthesis, 30 plus negative 53.33 close times yung 49, enter, balik ko dyan, then F2, and then just before letter I, you press F4. Okay? Tapos, dito naman, since 1 ang distribution factor niya, you simply multiply the moment above by negative 1. Or simply equal sign, negative, tapos click mo yung nasa taas. Then you press enter. However, dito sa point B, 0 yung moment sa taas. So, ang mangyayari dyan would be, susundan natin yung ginawa natin dito sa point D. Okay? So, equal sign, and then, negative, times the quantity 40 plus 0, close parenthesis, times the distribution factor above na 1. Then you press enter. And you have negative 40. Yan. Okay? So, let's check. Negative 40. Tama. Tapos, positive 12.96, 10.37, minus 26.67. Next, at point C, equal sign, negative. You add this fixed end moments multiplied by the distribution factor. Dito naman, equal sign, negative, open parenthesis, 0 plus negative 30 close times distribution factor, then enter. Okay. Don't forget na gagawing fixed yung E33. So to do that, you press F2, then click mo dyan before letter E. Yan yung distribution factor, no? You press F4. Then here, you press F2 again. Click before F, and then you press F4 para maging dollar sign. Ang ibig sabihin ng dollar sign, mag-fix siya dito sa column F, mag-fix din siya sa row 33. Kapag ipinaste mo siya, copy-paste, dyan lang siya. Okay, so you now press enter. Ngayon, pwede na tayong mag-second cycle. For the second cycle, so this is now carry over and then balance. For the second cycle, the carryover would be half of the balance moment on the other side. Okay, so divided by 2. Then negative 40 divided by 2. Ito naman, 12.96 divided by 2. Or you can simply just copy this. Control C, paste here, and then paste there. Okay? Next is, pwede mo na i-copy rin yan. Paste mo dyan. Next. Now, look here. Bakit ito 194.59? Okay? Samantalang dito sa book, that is negative 4.87. Okay, so let's check. So, i-click ko yan, i-press F2, ayun. Okay, dapat ito, naka-fixed siya dito sa distribution factor na 1. Okay, so, I will press escape. And then, I will just click this. I will press F2. Yung C33, that is the distribution factor. Click ko lang yan. And then I will press F4. Then enter. And then I can now copy this, paste it here. Yan. See? So, negative 4.86, or this is simply the same as the negative of the moment above. And then, mapapansin nyo na hindi pa yan parehas. Dapat, mag-stop na yung cycle mo kapag parehas na sila ng absolute values. Now, we can copy this cycle. Copy. Paste it here. Yan. Hindi pa rin siya nag-balance. Then, you can paste it there again. Paste mo ulit. Paste mo ulit. Paste. Yan. So, mapapansin nyo na at this cycle, medyo parehas na sila, no? So, dito 0.12 and then 0.11. Siguro isa pang cycle. Ayan. See? So, pumantay na siya. So, ilang cycles tayo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cycles. Okay, so now we can total. So equal sign and then sum. Highlight mo lahat yan. Hanggang fixed end moment lang. And you have negative 40. Click mo rin dyan. Then paste, 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 paste. Yan. So you will notice na at point D, parehas ang kanilang moment but opposite in direction. Dito rin sa point C, parehas ang kanilang moment but opposite in direction. Ganon din sa point A. Okay, so let's compare dito sa book yung first, second, third cycle niya. Okay, so first, second, third cycle. Ito. Sa third cycle, you have 2.19, 2.43, and 0.5, tapos 0.88, 1.05. Ayan. Halos parehas lang. Decimal place lang pinagkaiba. 4.57 and 1.1, 259.88, 0.7171. And then, let's compare with the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth cycle. Okay? Sa sixth cycle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cycle. Ayan. So, sa 6th cycle, you have 0.03. Dito sa book, 0.02. And then, 0.13 and 0.11. Tapos, 0.22, 0.24. 0.06, 0.04. 0.02 and 0.03 dito. And 0.17, 0.17. Okay. So, ang pinagkaiba lang is decimal places. Yan. Dito kay book, siguro okay na sa kanya yung ganyang difference, ano? So that's the problem with not using Excel, okay? Pero kung gumamit ka ng Excel, you can know when to stop. Okay, guys? So that's it. Yan na yung mga joint moments natin. We have at point B, you have negative 40. Ito. Tapos 8.47 sa C. Ayan, positive. And then negative 58 sa D. And finally at moment E, that is 0. So I can just bold letters yan. And that's it. Sa second solution naman, gagamit ka ng modified stiffness factors. Okay guys, so that's it. Thank you for listening. That ends our moment distribution method for beams.